Alright, I'm going to go over how to set up your featured slider. Now this slider is the same slider on the home page and used throughout the theme, like on the rooms pages as well as the page styles. So they're all set up pretty much the same exact way. We're using the same script. So let's dive into the files and take a look at them. So if we go to our HTML files and open up the index.html file, we can scroll down from the top, if you scroll down, all the way to the slider code right here. It's inside the div with an ID of page title. And you'll notice there's a div of a class flex slider, and that's actually what we're using. It's called flex slider, and the ID is what is called to the slider. And then we have an unordered list with some list items, and so each list is an one slide. And then if we scroll down to the bottom, it's all activated via this JavaScript, which calls to the ID of home slider that I had mentioned at the top. And then you have a bunch of options like autoplay and transition speeds and all sorts of stuff like that. So the main part to go over is the slide, which is a list item. So let's go and add a slide in the beginning. I'm going to go and add a slide. I'm just copying and pasting our example. And if we get rid of the caption, all you really have is a list item, a link, and an image. And you don't even need the link actually. We can get rid of that as well. And then you have your image. So if we save that, you'll see we have just a basic image in our slider. And then we can start doing things like adding a caption. The captions are only supported on the home page, but if we add in a caption, we have a caption title and a caption text that we can pull from our examples already existing, and you can see how they get pulled in like so. So it's pretty easy to add links, add captions, and all sorts of stuff like that. The one thing to note is you can actually use whatever size you want. We have a recommended image size, which is 1500 pixels wide by 470 pixels tall, but you can actually adjust that however you want. If you make them taller or shorter, the CSS will automatically adjust to fit the image properly in the window. So it's pretty nice. I know for some of the other sliders you might want to use different image proportions. If so, you're free to, and you won't have to edit any code. So that's basically how to build your featured slider.